everybody. This is Julie Max in the Maine Stamper. I'm here from Maine for your weekly card class. I'm doing some tongue twisters today. I know that unless you're watching replay or on YouTube, you're not actually even seeing the beginning of my videos, so that's always interesting to me. But welcome in. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me for this card class. I come on live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and share 3 cards with you, and then offer them as kits with your purchase with me, with my host code during the week. So today we are going to be exploring a little bit with a hot air balloon. And I wasn't sure that I was going to love this bundle as much as I love this bundle. This is one that I got because I thought it would make a great class. There's a lot of interesting parts and pieces, but until I started to play with it, I didn't realize how awesome it really is. So I have a lot to share with you and show you tonight. Hi Lexi, thanks for saying hi. I'm so excited. Side note, Valentine's week, right? We're in the middle of it. In a couple more days, it's Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be, hi Patty, I'm going to be partying with you a little bit this week. I have a sweet Stampin' special to go with my regular every weekly class offer. So there's something extra sweet on the table, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. And I'm going to try to not eat some of the things that are in my craft room that I'm sharing with you, but not really sharing with you. So you'll find out that what's going on there in a minute. Hi Lois. All right, I'm glad I have a few friends with me. Thank you so much. Make sure you continue to say hi as you jump on. I like to know who's hanging out with me. My door is open right now, so there is potential that my dog may bust in. A cat might come in tonight. It could be a little crazy, but I have an open door tonight, so they may be wandering in, and that's always, you know, you just never know what's going to happen live, right? So I wanted to point that out just in case something crazy goes on. That's what's happening. All right, let's get over to my workspace because we're going to talk about this amazing bundle. We're going to talk about, hi Michelle, so good to see you here. Michelle, I got your text and I loved it so much, and I haven't had a chance to reply to you, but I had a really great time Saturday too. So Michelle sent me the sweetest text after our card class, our in-person class on Saturday, and I loved it. It was such a great day. All right, so this is the Lighter Than Air bundle. It is actually a suite, I should say. The Lighter Than Air suite is on page 32 and 33 of your mini catalog. You're going to see how beautiful and springy these papers are. These to me are like Easter time papers, which Easter's really early. It's in March this year, so we are like going to be switching gears and thinking about Easter here really before we know it. But we have the hot air balloon bundle in this suite. So photopolymer stamp set. I have mounted up all but 3 stamps. So there's a lot of balloons going on here, right? Hot air balloons. These are kind of mix and match. There's different size baskets you can stamp. You can, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you how we're going to stamp some of these balloons. A lot of fun if you like 2-step stamping. This is one, and with the photopolymer, it makes it just so much easier to 2-step stamp. Photopolymer stamp set, these are all of the dies. So there's a lot of dies. You get to die cut your balloon images. You get to die cut bonus images. There's a great little sentiment piece here. There's actually 3 basket pieces. This may be hard to see on these magnets. So look at what I did. I tell you, I had so much fun playing with this particular bundle. I'm just going to pop back over and hi Karen, good to see you on here. Just make sure that my screen is all up. So I actually die cut every one of these dies, put them on a piece of balmy blue. So my dies are in white. So anything that you see in white, I die cut from over here. So you can see the different shapes of the balloons. So there's like a heart-shaped balloon. This one can work in either of these balloons. Here's your 3 little baskets. These are all pieces that you can play with to add to your balloons, to add layers, to add color, and you've got a couple of clouds, and as mentioned, a really great banner piece. So these are the dies that go with this hot air balloon stamp set. Really super fun. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, which you may not have heard, I enjoyed this bundle more than I thought that I was going to. So check that one out, and here are your card kits. So these are the colors that we're going to be using tonight. I know you may be a little shocked that there's black. There's a lot of black in one of our cards. You wouldn't think that, right? With all of these beautiful springy colors. This is your gift this week with your $50 order. So as the hot air balloon card class, with your $40 order, you're getting the 6 card kit. So I'm going to show you 3 cards. There's 2 cards in each kit. So you're getting 6 cards with a $40 order. $50 order, you get the card kits and the embellishment. So these twines, 3-pack. So you're getting 3 Balmy Blue, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly. You're getting 3 of these. They come just like this, all bundled up in a nice, neat little package. So that's the free gift with your class order this week. I'm using them on my cards, so you'll be using them too. If you do a $100 order with me, this is my sweetest offer. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. The host code this week is H6DEPC46. This goes good through the end of Friday, which is February 16th. So Valentine's week, woohoo! Now, what is my sweetest offer? Let's just review chocolate for a minute. I think you guys all know. This is where I'm going with this. Chocolate. I love chocolate. Like, chocolate fuels me. I don't need the coffee. I don't need the flowers. I don't need jewelry. I just need chocolate. So if you're a chocolate person, just give me a comment about how much you also love chocolate. This is some chocolates, and this is where my idea came from, because I love to pick from chocolates and I just never know sometimes what's inside. So my sweet Stampin' Special, I'm going to cover my chocolate, so I'm trying to not eat it. My sweet Stampin' Special is this week. With your $100 order, you're going to get 2 Sale-A-Bration items, the card kits, the embellishment, all that good stuff. And then from my little box of chocolates here, it may be really hard to see the writing, but you can pick a designer series paper assortment that I'm going to gift to you. You can get card recipes from 2 of my past classes. So if you've missed some classes and you love the cards, I'm going to send you card recipes. You can get a mystery gift. I have tons of little things that I just need to give away. So lots of mystery items. Or you can get a dozen handmade cards. Now my handmade cards are the ones that I make in all my classes. So I'm going to bundle up a dozen of them with envelopes and send them to you. So it's your choice. So when you order $100 with me this week with my host code, you get to pick your chocolate. You get to pick whichever of these items floats your boat the most, right? So it's kind of like picking from chocolates. And I just wanted to share that because I love the chocolates. Now I'm going to put the chocolates up because just in case my dog comes into the room, I can't leave them on the floor. Hi, Lori, and Michelle says chocolate should be my middle name. Me too. Me too. I love the chocolates. All right, we're going to dive into our first card now that you know all of the offers that are on the table today. And we're going to look at this black, look at this black base. I don't often use a black card base, so this is a little bit unusual. So you're getting 2 of everything. I'm going to go through the kits with you so you can see what's inside. I have mine scored, ready to go. You're going to get some die cut pieces. You're going to get, okay, this is Fleur de Flamingo. So we're mixing in the Fleur de Flamingo twine. So this one's going to have the Fleur de Flamingo. This may be hard to see, but it has little raindrop embossing on it. I don't know where I put my little bucket, but I did use the here it is. Raindrops embossing folder. So this may be a little bit easier to see. This is an embossing folder. It is the thin one, so when you put it in your machine, you're not using the gray plate, you're using 2 clear plates, but you're getting yours embossed, so you don't even have to worry if you have this or not. So there's little bits of raindrops here on those images. I'm going to show you what you're going to do with these extra white pieces. You're getting some clouds. This is a kind of a cloudy card, right? So we've got some, even though we've got pink in it, we're going to be using some cloudy type of paper. Now the fun thing is that you could actually use either side. They're both clouds, right? And then we've got some more white and pink layers, because if you know my card kits, you know I like the layers, right? I have a ton of layers on everything. So this is everything from card kit number 1. All of these parts and pieces are coming to you. And this is the card that we're going to make. So now I'm going to share with you the card. This one says, hang in there. Because some of the sentiments on this hot air balloon, they're not all uplifting. I mean, I guess they're uplifting others, right? But you've got one that says, just a note to lift you up. And you have hang in there. So those are kind of indicating that maybe somebody's going through a difficult time. And sometimes a card is the perfect thing to cheer somebody up. Hi, Jody. Good to see you on here tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for the class. I love it. All right, so we're going to talk about the bones of your card, because we always do that first. If you don't have or don't plan to get the hot air balloon, you can always change in different elements into the basic card kit. And that's what makes this a lot of fun, is that you really can kind of create them, make them your own. You don't have to do hot air balloons if you don't want to. So this is, again, Fleur de Flamingo. We've got white and black. We've got a little bit of the pool party color in here as well. So we're just going to go ahead and layer on this nice little mat of Fleur de Flamingo. I'm going to make sure my card opens the right way so I know I've got it going the right direction. Now we're going to go ahead and layer on a piece of white. And I am a fan of the matting. I just think it adds so much. It just makes it look way more artistic to have the colors, right? So with your clouds, you have to decide if you want your clouds to be this way or if you want your clouds to be this way. So these are your choices. So you have a couple of choices there. Now you still have the raindrops here, right? So you have some raindrops. So I'm just showing you the bones of your kit. Right here are the bones. So you could swap in pretty much anything you have at home right here, make an element on this little circle. You could stamp something else and you're good to go, right? So this is kind of the bones of the kit. I think for funsies, I like to change it up. We'll try this side just to see what it looks like. Makes me kind of sad. I really like this little black cloud. Isn't that funny? I like a black cloud every now and again, I guess. Oh, I wanted to point out that depending on which section of designer paper you have, your black cloud may not even show up as much on your design, because this one, the clouds are over here, so it would kind of get covered up. There'd be a little bit of the black there, I guess. That does look nice too. So anyway, depending on where your paper is being cut from. This paper, in case you're wondering, is Sale-A-Bration paper. It's one of the first offerings in the mini Sale-A-Bration book, and it is super fun. I love it. So we're going to bring in a different cloudy look today. So we're putting this one onto our white mat, and then we're going to put this embossed piece of black cardstock down here toward the bottom. Now you could switch it up if you wanted to, but I feel like the black is a heavy enough color that it really needs to be at the bottom of the card. Now this beautiful little piece of scrap, like this is scraps that you get when you are cutting some of your paper, right? So you get all kinds of little paper scraps like this. I know you have them, right? So I'm going to actually use this not only as an element in the card, but also I'm bringing in some Memento ink. I'm going to stamp it way, 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 way to the right, because there's not a lot of room for it to hang out here. Hang, get it? Hang. It's going to hang out here at the right. I hope Sandra's going to watch this and enjoy my puns. We've been punning today a little bit. So hang in there is just like that. How cute, right? And this is a smaller, thinner sentiment, so it works perfectly for this little scrap of paper. So hang in there, just like that. I think that's cute, just like, I mean, like, really, what else do we need on this card, right? But we do have more, because I like to add more. These are deckled circles. I have a white and a black, so they're just going to nest together in size, and I'm not stamping on them, although you could, if you wanted to. You could put your sentiment right on here. This is going to come up here in a little bit, but you're going to see that we still have these papers that we're going to work with. So we're going to do the fun part now. We're going to do some two-step stamping with the balloon. Now this is the smaller balloon of, I should say this is kind of like the medium-sized balloon, and we're bringing in Flirty Flamingo ink, and we're finishing up everything we need to do with this just one ink, right? We're going to get this two-tone balloon so simply. So we're going to take two images from the stamp set. So we're taking this image right here. This is going to be full Flirty Flamingo, and this image right here is going to be stamped off Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to be doing a little stamping off, and I'm actually going to bring in a sheet of like a scrap paper, really, because it works way better to stamp off on paper. So I'm going to just come in here now, and I'm going to do a full stamping of the balloon with Flirty Flamingo. So there's full stamping. Now we're going to come in with this. It's going to fit right in the middle, but I'm going to stamp it off first. So I'm getting rid of the first generation of ink, the darker ink, and then I'm going to make sure that this fits right in the middle. I'm kind of lining it up, looking to see where it fits, looking at it from an angle. And I'm putting this right in the middle, and look at just like that. Is that like a candy striper balloon? Isn't that cute? Adorable, right? So that's how you get the two tones. So same ink, and we've got two tones here, just like that. Now you can, I use Flirty Flamingo. You could do two different colors, right? Jen Wilkinson thought maybe navy and bright red would be beautiful for a balloon, which would be super colorful. I think Linda Maxon said yellow and purple. Lori Harrison said pink and purple. So imagine just mixing up the colors. You've got two separate stamps. All you're doing is stamping, deciding which one's going to be the outside image and which one's going to be the inside image. So that is just super fun. I absolutely adore this. I'm going to stamp this little basket. We're going to put this just over here on this extra scrap. We're going to be die cutting together because I wanted to show you the whole stamping and the die cutting process here and have you fall in love with this as much as I have, because this really is fun. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the die cutting machine. We've got a little bit of extra die cutting to do as well because we need some clouds. Our black card, our black cloud card, needs some clouds, and we're going to make our clouds kind of cute too. These aren't going to just be everyday rainy no, life is awful clouds. These are going to be like uplifting clouds, like it's going to be okay. It will all be okay. So for the dies, I'm choosing the die that's going to fit right around my little hot air balloon. So it's the smaller of the two open ones. And I need a little basket. Now again, there are 3 different basket dies here. So just choose, this is the middle one. So we're going to put that little basket die on there. I need my clouds. So we have 2 cloud dies, just like that. So that's going to fit on that paper too. And then lastly, I would like a little banner. So this is a really cute little banner. So we're going to pop this on here. Now you may need to rearrange your dies a little bit. I know there's a lot going on here, but it will fit. And I designed it so that it would be easy peasy for you to just do everything like so. Now we're going to go ahead and put our clear plate on top, and we're going to run these through. Now notice that I'm holding, this one has a stamped image, so I'm kind of holding this in place so it doesn't wiggle as I start running this through my machine. And that's in the hopes that it doesn't shift while we're die cutting. So there we have it. I'm going to pull all of these off. We've got our little hot air balloon. How cute is that? So hot air balloon, a little basket, which we stamped and die cut. And then I just have to make sure I get all my dies off of here and save the ones that I wanted to save for images. Let me set these aside over here. And we'll grab off our little clouds. Super cute. And our little banner. Also super cute. Now this banner is actually designed to fit the bigger hot air balloon. So I'm going to show you a little trick, and we're also going to, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but my clouds have just a smidge of Flirty Flamingo on the edges of them. And that's because I wanted to have them be a little happier, right? So a little bit happier. So I'm just going to use my dauber in my ink, and I'm just going to come around, catch the edges. It kind of gives it a fluorescent, almost a fluorescent appeal by just doing the outside edges. I know it's probably hard to see. Maybe if I lay it down, you can kind of see it a little bit better. These cards look so different in person too. So I know you think that they're beautiful maybe while you're looking at them, but when you see them in person, it's such a difference. Okay, now we can do a little bit of assembly. Now, as I mentioned, this little banner right here is actually bigger than, if I put it on here, it comes off a little bit to the side. So we're actually going to do a little bit of snipping, if I can get my snips. If I can get my snips here, we're going to just snip off one of these little triangles right here. So this is going to be like a little throwaway piece. And now this piece, now we have four of these little flags instead of 5. Just like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here if my glue is allowing. I feel like I have kind of a heavy bit of glue. I'm going to grab a scrap of white. I'm just going to swipe some of that off. I'm going to be using that quite a bit today. So I like to use a scrap paper sometimes to wipe off the excess glue before I put it down. It just works really well. So now my little banner fits across this balloon just like that. Super cute. And of course you can do these in different colors. They don't have to all be the same, right? I want to bring in some dimensionals, and I wanted to show you we're using, there's a lot of black on this card, so I'm actually going to use some of the black dimensionals. So Stampin' Up sells white dimensionals. They also sell a package that is black, and I use them for darker type items like this so that they don't show the white if you're really like kind of looking and picking apart a card. I wanted to point out the black dimensional is a combo pack. You get 1 sheet of the large, you get 2 sheets of the small. So that's how those black ones come. The white ones you either get full, the big size, or you get the mini size. So they do come in kind of a different way to order them. Now you're seeing here it's black on 2 sides, right? So as soon as this white paper comes off, they are dark. So they help to hide. You know, it's kind of nice that they actually offer them in different colors like that. So I'm just going to put this on my card, and I'm making sure that I'm not covering up my sentiment here. So this is on my card just like this. We're going to do little minis. I have a partial sheet here. So on these little clouds, I'm going to flip over the clouds here to get the back side of them. The minis are nice for small things like this. Like these clouds are tiny. I'm actually going to only put 1 on the smallest cloud, and I'm going to put 2 on the back of the larger cloud. Now this is white paper, but it's going on a black background, which is why the black dimensionals will work. Now you can use white too. There's nothing wrong with either or, but I wanted to show you that You have options. Options are awesome, right? Who doesn't love options? So there's our little clouds down here. Aren't they cute? So we're kind of putting this together here. We're almost done with this one. You can kind of see the difference here in the background. And as I'm continuing to put this together, I would love to know which of these backgrounds you like best. So we're going to put this little balloon down, and I'm just gluing this flat. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. I'm going to pop it up so it's higher than my circles, so it kind of has that lift off look to it. And if I can get my basket picked up, just a little bit of glue here. This is a tiny piece. This is probably a good idea to bring in like your what are these called? Reversible tweezers is what they're called. So you can grab the tweezers. Sometimes it's really hard to work with small items. These reversible tweezers are great because once you have hold of the item, it's just awesome. So there we go. We're going to get our little basket in there. So cute, right? Now we're going to make a nice little bow with our twine. Remember, this is the twine that's coming with your $50 order this week with your card kits. Works perfectly with these kits. And actually, one of our cards, we're going to really doctor up the twine a little bit. So stay tuned because there's some good stuff ahead. All right, so I'm just trimming off the sides there. Now, because the twine is small, I do like to use a glue dot to hold it on. So I'm going to grab a glue dot, and we're going to get the, I'm probably going to roll it here instead. I'm going to roll this up a little bit, pop that right there. I like that just right where the basket meets the balloon. And there, just like that, we have hang in there. So we have the original, which has kind of a more, it's got a whiter background, bigger, crazier looking clouds, right? Lots of designs in the clouds. And then we have the more realistic kind of blue sky background. So those are the two cards from card number 1 using a black card base, which again, maybe is not exactly where you thought we were going to be here today when you came to card class. You might not have thought, hi Bonnie, hi Sandy, good to see you guys. Okay, I'm going to shift my my glass mat just slightly. I can see that it's like this. We're going to move it over just a little bit. There we go. So I'm a little bit more centered here. I'm going to center myself here. So there are 2 cards. I want to know which one you like better. If you like the white background or if you like the blue background, because they really are, it's funny how different they can be. So you get to choose, when you get these kits at home, you get to choose which ones you want to use for your background. All right, now that we've got the black clouds out of the way, we're going to come in with some really pretty colors now. So the black clouds are gone. We're going to be uplifted with gorgeous, fun, springy colors. This card, I really love this card. And it has a lot of blue in it. It's got a lot of those, I want to almost say like new baby tones. It's got the balmy blue, bubble bath, fresh freesia, lemon lolly. And look at this cute little ribbon that I made here, this little bow. I'm using 2 of the strands of twine here. I've got the lemon lolly and the balmy blue, and I wanted them both on here. Now I could have gotten away with either, and I couldn't make up my mind, so I chose to use both. And this is actually a double strand of both of them. So it's nice and big and fluffy. So here we go, card number 2, up and away we go. And here's all the parts and pieces. There's a lot in here, so make sure you shake your envelopes down pretty good because there's a lot of stuff in here. All right, so we are using a balmy blue card base this time. So we're going more sky-like, right? So we have a really pretty skyline here. You're also getting these fun little die cuts that look like clouds. This is from the Basic Borders die. Now, if you have this die, you could continue, and I think they use them in the catalog. You could just make up a whole bunch of clouds. You could be like cloud happy, right? On this card, I'm just putting one here at the top, and I've got this kind of almost faux open here at the bottom. It almost looks like it's going to be a shorter card front, but it actually does open as a full card front. So you'll see that as we get going on our assembly. Now with this designer series paper, there is a little bit of different hues in here of the blues in the pool party. So you can kind of see it's darker blue here, depending on, again, what paper cuts you're getting. This is from the Kidding Around paper. This is the back side, the plainer side. So you're going to have some different ones that you're going to be working with. Let me continue to separate out all of the parts and pieces because we're putting one card together. And I want to show you what all of these little parts are, because sometimes there's a lot here. and you're like, what am I doing with all of these things? Now this designer series paper is just so cute. The designer series paper in the suite has the hot air balloons, has a lot of these fun fun papers. You could use either side of this one too. So this comes as a 6x6 sheet. So you're getting almost a full sheet of paper here with this card kit, because you're getting you're getting two pieces because you're making two cards. All right, so let's talk about the bones again, because if you don't have the hot air balloons and you're not using the hot air balloons, you might be like, what am I going to do with this set exactly, this set of cards this week? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just glue down my clouds, and these little clouds are going to come up to the top of my card. Now this is a landscape card, so make sure you know which way it's opening before you put anything down. And this is going to be side to side, and you can just decide how tall you want your clouds to be. I want mine to come up quite close to the top because layers, right? I put a lot of stuff on my card. So I'm putting them kind of snug here to the top. Now at the very, very bottom, I'm going to put this designer series paper with these little triangles or flags. Now you can choose to go this way, or you can choose to go this way. Like, there are two options here. Now I have mine kind of pointed downward. I thought it looked better that way, but that's just me. So if you like them pointing in the opposite direction, you can definitely do that as well. This is going to fit the bottom of your card front, side to side, and I'm sitting it flush to the bottom as well. So it's coming along here at the bottom, and kind of does give that fake layer look of it. Does the card front, is it a full card front or not? That kind of gives you that faux look. Sometimes you can cut a card base and put designer series paper behind it. So that's where I was going with that. Now this piece right here with your hot air balloons is going to come kind of bridge the gap here between the clouds and this other designer paper, but there's also stripes. So think about this too, in case you really like the stripes. I'm trying to decide if I really like them enough to put them on here, and the answer is yes, I kind of do. So once again, I'm going to switch designer series paper and we're going to check it out. Now I haven't done a card yet with this stripy pattern, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I love to try different things, and I want to show you what you might be trying at home, just in case you're not sure either. I'll take the hit here just in case it doesn't look good, and then you can see that, you know, it doesn't look that great. I don't think I'll do that, and then you'll just know. So it's that easy. You're also getting this little banner piece, so that's going to go on here, and then you've got a sentiment piece right here. So these are the bones of your card. Again, if you're not using hot air balloons, you could put something else on here. And if you have other items that are similar to hot air balloons, you're good to go. This is going to be a great kit to work with. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our balloon. And again, we're going to have fun with the stamping. So we're going to do some two-step stamping. This time we're using the bigger balloon, and we're using a filler piece. So the bigger balloon has some options for filling pieces. So this is the big balloon. We're going to do this next. This was on our first card. And then these pieces right here technically could fill in. Now I want to point out that these two pieces will be similar to how you would work these. So you could put this one in the middle, and then you could stamp a third color and fill in the stripes right there. So we're not going to go that crazy today because we're also going to take advantage of die cutting, but I wanted to point out to you that there's so many ways you can make colorful balloons, and I'm sure that there's been a lot of samples out there that are going to show you the same. Just run onto Pinterest and check it all out, man. There are lots of good samples out there. So for this card, I'm using Balmy Blue and a little bit of Lemon Lolly. And we're going to start out with the Balmy Blue, and we're going to work on our little white paper here that comes in your card kit. And we're going to do the big balloon part. So this is going to create this image right here. Make sure you can see it. So we're just going to ink this up. Photopolymer stamp works really beautifully on the glass mat. And here is the background of our balloon, really pretty in blue. And I know that blue doesn't always show up the nicest in the sky. I understand that, but I really wanted to keep the continuity of colors here. I think purple would have been an excellent choice, but I didn't quite go with purple. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in, again, my stripy piece. And we're using Lemon Lolly this time. This is going to fit right here in the middle of this stamped section. And just like that, it really looks like a hot air balloon, right? Now, if I wanted to, I could come back in with this stamp and I could fill in the rest of it. We're going to leave it this way because I wanted to bring in a die cut and add some die cut in here, so you could check that out too. And I didn't want to fill in the entire balloon with just stamping, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Now the only other stamping we're going to do is Wish Big. We're going to Wish Big with Balmy Blue. Now this is again a stamp that's in the set, and it's really great for birthdays. It's a really great birthday set. Our last card that we're going to work on tonight is definitely going to be a birthday card. This one could be as well. Wish Big, and we're going to just layer this with the scallop punched piece. I'm actually going to bring in my sponge dauber while I got the Balmy Blue out, and I'm going to darken down the edges of this. This just makes it pop against all of the other colors. So we're going to just really quickly apply a little bit of ink to the edge, the scalloping edges. I love to do these kinds of little techniques. You can get these daubers as a 5-pack, and you can use them. You know, you can say, okay, one's going to be for blue, one's going to be for yellow, etc. I try to keep them individual to each ink pad, but you know, you can definitely, however works for you. I think they come in a 5-pack. Maybe it's a 6. I feel like it's 5 though. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue my sentiment piece, my little oval here, right into the scallop piece. This is one of my favorite punches. You see me use this a lot. You see me send you kits with these quite often, because I feel like it just adds a nice bit here to the card without just being a square or rectangle, or, you know, I do like this, again, layering. I'm just such a fan of the layering. Now we got to do some die cutting. We're going to die cut our balloon. We're also going to be die cutting these 2 pieces right here. Now I don't send you anything that is die cut from the balloon set, because my intention is for you to get your own at home. Once you've done this, you're going to want to continue to play with the hot air balloons. It's just really a fun set. All right, so we're going to back up this a little bit here. My cutting machine is in. So we're bringing in the balloon that we stamped, and we're going to go ahead and get our image right wrapped around there. And then I've got my Balmy Blue and my lemon, and then we're going to do a nice little piece here in Lemon Lolly. And for the Balmy Blue, we're going to use this piece here that's going to be our little basket, and it's going to have lines that are going to come up right into our hot air balloon as well. So it's going to give us more texture, where stamping is pretty flat. When you stamp something, it's pretty, you know, it's a pretty flat image. But when you add other elements, especially cardstock, on top, then it becomes a little bit more 3-dimensional. It becomes a little more magical. It's definitely awesome. So here's our beautiful little hot air balloon, just so cute. And there we go. We've got that one set. Now these pieces right here may need a little bit of help getting out of the dies. So I just bring in my roller brush here. There is a foam mat that comes with these as well. This is part of the Take Your Pick tool, which is fantastic. And I don't have my foam mat out, so we're going to see if I can get these out of here without putting this on my foam mat. Here we go. So just brushing it a little bit this way and that way. So you can see here that it is kind of delicate. So we're gonna have some fun gluing that down. Now if you have adhesive sheets, this is small enough that you can definitely use adhesive sheets. I'm grabbing out all the little bits here from the scallops and the dots right here just by brushing them gently, and it's just like that, super easy. The cleanup, you know, there's that too, the cleanup. I'm gonna just actually bring in my garbage can real quick and try to dump my plate right into it and scrape off all the little bits. All right, let's move this aside. Oh, look, I found paper. Look, more of that paper that we used in card 1. Isn't that funny? It was stuck between my mats and such for my die cutting machine. I tell you what, I end up with stuff everywhere. But what I'm looking for right now is our cards. Let's bring in the rest of this again, and we're going to finish up our card. Now this one is, again, this one's pretty easy. So there's not, you know, it's not too difficult to do this. Let's put our balloon together before we put it on the card. So I'm going to just use a little bit of glue, just a little bit. I probably sat up a little bit, so I'm going to try to pick off whatever's dry here on the tip. And I'm going to just grab a little bit out and just kind of catch the top, the middle, the bottom just a little bit. I'm going to bring in my little scrap of white. I'm just going to scrape some of this a little bit, you know, kind of onto my little scrap paper. That makes it less goopy. And then we're just going to put this on here right about so. So it's going to fill in. Now if you wanted to use different colors, and I totally forgot, I actually sponged this. Totally forgot that. And probably if I pull this off, the nice thing about glue is, right, it kind of gives you a little wiggle room. Do I have a silicone mat somewhere handy? Probably not. We're going to do it right on the glass mat. That is what the glass mat is for. Let's bring in the dauber. Let's bring in the blue ink. And we're going to make this darker, and this is going to make a big difference here too. So just like that. Now I put this on the glass mat instead of a piece of paper, because if I put it on a piece of paper, there's glue on the back of this right now and it would stick to my paper. Then I'd have to peel it off the paper. On the glass mat, we can pick it up quite easily. All right, now when I put it on here, totally different look, right? So it's a little bit darker, so that kind of fills that in a little bit. And do I have my, let me see if I have my chamois handy. I do. So we're just going to wipe this off here real quick. This little chamois comes with the glass mat, so it's really handy too. So we're going to get rid of the ink and the glue. And just like that, we are back in business. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing here with this piece, this nice little lemon lolly piece here. I'm just going to kind of pass a little bit of glue along here. I'm not being super particular about where it's landing. I'm just kind of letting the glue kind of come out a little bit, but not too crazy. Don't be crazy with your glue. This is not crazy glue, right? So this piece right here, I can see, Michelle, that I left a little hole that was still filled here. I'm going to use my snips and try to get rid of that before I glue it down. There we go. All of the holes are now empty. So this is going to come right over top of this. Look how cute. Now this, again, could be different colors. It doesn't all have to be matchy-matchy, but I put the yellow over the top, and the white and yellow stripes are still in the background because I didn't fill everything in. Maybe orange would have been a good color there behind the yellow. So as I play, I like to think of other colors that I might use. And that could be definitely one of them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some dimensionals. And we're going to go ahead and put this little banner piece down. So you're getting that as a die cut item. And new pack of the big dimensionals. Sometimes when I have a new pack, I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't have that problem when I open a box of chocolates, so let me tell you what. I never have to guess where I'm going to start. I just start, like, diving in. So anyway, if you missed the beginning of this class, I actually was sharing my box of chocolates and my sweet Stampin' Special that's running this week. So I will be emailing about that too, and I'll be talking about it a little bit more during the week. So this is kind of the bones of your card again. We're going to go ahead and put this on here, and we're going to angle this balloon. Now, think about angling your balloon. So see how it's kind of angled slightly this way? That's on purpose. I didn't do that crooked. I did it on purpose. So it's kind of fun. Like maybe the winds are kind of like pushing the balloon this way, and it's going to come right up this way like this. So it's a little bit crooked, a little bit sideways, but on purpose. And I think it's really cute. I already adore how this is looking. Now I'm going to bring in one more dimensional, and I'm going to put it right over here on my designer series paper, because this is where I want my sentiment to go. So my sentiment kind of, it hugs my balloon a little bit, but it also comes off the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to the part that's going to hit over here. My dimensional is going to stick onto this side, and just kind of figure out about where I want that to be. Now this I would like to be kind of straight, so I'm gonna work my magic the best there to get that in there straight. Now there it is. Look at how cute already, right? So again, once again, I'm gonna ask you, which one do you like better? Now while you're thinking, I'm gonna do my little my twine here. So again, this is your gift coming your way. I'm gonna bring in my ribbon scissors here to cut this twine. I actually just got a new pair of snips. Like brand new. Like this is old. These are old snips. I've had these for quite a while. I have this washi tape wrapped around here because when I used to go to classes, everyone had snips, and I wanted to know that these were mine. So that's really old washi tape on my snips, and that's kind of how I tell them apart in case I'm in a room full of snips. But anyway, I just bought a new pair of snips, and I intended to use them for ribbons and such only. These are paper snips. And yes, I know they're called paper snips, but those are for paper. My new snips are going to be just for ribbon. And there's a reason you want to keep scissors just for ribbon. It's because you want them to be sharp. Paper dulls your scissors quite quickly. So I have 4 strands, 2 of each color here. And I'm just going to hold them together and make like I'm tying my shoe. and I cut about 9 inches of all of them. Now if it's crooked, that's okay, because we're going to trim up. We're giving these we're going to give them like a little haircut here and trim them up, and then you can pull your bow. Make sure your bow is happy and your loops are you know, kind of symmetrical, if you will, and then you can just kind of continue to play with that there. And then, oh my gosh, it is so cute, isn't it? We're going to put this down with tear tape. Now this is a little bit bulkier. It's a little bit bulkier than just one little strand of ribbon, right? So I'm actually going to put some tear and tape. This will support a little bit of tear and tape in the back, and then I feel confident that no matter what kind of winds come across this card with this hot air balloon, this little ribbon right here, it's going to stay put on my card. And you can fluff this up, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit. It's just really cute to have this little play on the ribbon there. And of course, embellishments would look super sweet on here as well. But there is card number 2. I'm really glad that I flipped this to this design. I hope you guys are too. I did not come into this class and intend to flip so many things. So, oh, Karen, that's so sweet. Definitely. I feel like when you create a card and you create different kinds of cards, they're really intended for very unique people. And hi from the Cape. Hi, Jess. Replay's always out there, Jess. No worries. But yeah, the great thing about handmade cards is you really can create them just for someone specific, somebody in mind. It's definitely something you can do way easier than running into a store and buying all those cookie cutter cards. So there's card number 2. I almost think I like the stripies better. It's a really sweet card. Again, it could be almost like a baby card. You could have a congratulations here. Michelle is expecting a little baby boy into her family, the first baby boy in a long time. And all I can think of, Michelle, is baby blue for you. So I'm just like, I can't wait to hear about news of your newest baby. So let's go on to our last card. I need to find my card kit. Here it is. I got a little sidetracked here. This card right here, look at these colors. So much fun. Now we're going completely opposite. Our first card had a black card base. This one has the thick white card base. So this is a white card base card. So you've got a black card, a white card, and then a balmy blue. So those are your card bases for this class. Now we're using Berry Burst. And again, we've got some really fun designer series paper. Now this is, again, from the Just Kiddin'. So on the back of it, it's got all the kids, right? But on the opposite side, it's got lots of great patterns, lots of neutral patterns. And we're going to just hold here for a second while Betsy, my doggie, is getting comfortable on the floor. Betsy, can I have my microphone cord back? Thank you. Okay, I think we're good. I just don't want her to get tangled up in it. Okay, so she's sitting at my feet and she's a good girl. So back to the designer series paper. Look at the stars in here. Now I know that this isn't traditional blue sky kind of stars, but it is really cute. And I wanted to point out that depending on which cuts you're getting, some of them are going to have different tones in them too. So this one has a little bit more of kind of a peachy reddish tone. This one has more of the berry tones. Oh, I didn't even show you the card yet. So we're going to do that in a second. I'm going to keep you in suspense just a smidge longer. This is Lemon Lolly. Lemon Lolly. Beautiful. So again, lemon lolly twine. So we're going with lemon lolly twine, and we want to keep, you know, using our twine. So this paper right here, I used this last week too. This yellow. I am just loving this stripy paper right now. We have more paper. I wanted to point out this paper right here, this Just Kiddin' paper, Sale-A-Bration right now. As well as the annual catalog. You can get this for free with your $50 order. This is also a Sale-A-Bration item right now. This is the big eclectic paper pack. So this has a little bit of bubble bath in it. Bubble bath. I want to say bubble gum. Bubble bath. More Berry Burst. Some shimmery paper. This is a really fun kit, by the way. All right, I'm going to just pull some of this aside because we don't need all the things. All right, we need all of these things. We're going to do more lemon, more bubble bath. Lots of things in your kit, and then we've got some white for our stamping. So look at all the fun stuff, and of course we're using the lemon this time as well. So let us bring in, let me get rid of this actually. Let me move this aside. We're gonna do our card, and I'm gonna show you what the card looks like because I've been holding this for the very end. This is a really fun card. I really like this one. It's a toss-up for me between this card and the middle card as my favorite for this class. But we've got some glimmer here. Now you're gonna see that there's no hot air balloon stamping on this one other than the little accent piece right here. We're just going to use designer paper, cardstock, and shimmer paper, and we're using this little heart-shaped balloon right here. And this could just be hearts, like Valentine's Day, right? We're talking about Valentine's Day coming up. There's not a lot of sets right now that have hearts in them. And I know that by the time you order this, it's not going to be in, but thinking ahead, anything with hearts, this is a really great set to use. It's got a really great heart shape. We're going to use our sentiment piece here as well. And I hope that you've noticed, if you're looking at all the details, a couple of things. First of all, this is yellow ribbon. This is what we're using on our card, but this ribbon is not yellow. And this is the ribbon that you're getting, and this is the ribbon that I've used. So I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, but we're going to change our ribbon color. We're going to turn magically our ribbon into a new color. So this is kind of fun too. I'm so excited about it. But let's talk about the bones of our card first, because there's some good bones here. Really love these colors. All right, so the berry and the lemon lolly. Maybe not what you think of when you're thinking of hot air balloons, sky type, cards with the sky in the background. Oh, this is cute too. So really, if you wanted to, you could mix this in. But I do want the yellow. So I'm sorry, you guys. I am not switching. I switched 2 cards already here. Not switching this one up. This one is going to be pretty much what I'm going to do is exactly how I design my card. So this little piece right here, matting pieces for the cardstock to the designer series paper. Now on your card base, and this is a really great little pattern too to keep in mind if you like this kind of layout. Keep this one in mind. You could use this on any card, any theme, any colors. Make sure you know which way it opens. I'm bringing this down here toward the bottom. It's probably, I'm going to say about 3/4 of an inch from the top is about where I'm at. Now you could measure if you wanted to. If you need to, that's okay. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the second piece so that it's popped up over top of this lemon lolly. So I'm going to just kind of spread out my dimensionals here, grab off the backs. I can grab off the backs pretty quickly. It's putting them in the garbage that takes forever. Those things are like static electricity crazy. Now when you've got your stars, you have to decide which way you want up or down. The stars go in any orientation. They're the really classic old school, like just draw a star, right? So you're basically looking at the shading of the paper. Now this first card right here is really berry, like the red starts right about here on it. I think I'm going to keep the red toward the bottom and keep the more pink color toward the top. So I'm just going to center this on here right over top, and there is a really great base card layout. You could again use this for any kind of stamping imagery. Okay, so here's what we got left, you guys. We've got some die cutting. There's a lot of die cutting for this one. In fact, these are all die cut pieces. So you really want the bundle for this. This card is like bundle happy. We are going to do our stamping of our sentiment. Our sentiment is up, says up, up, and away. Hooray, it's your birthday, right? So you can't get cuter than that. I'm using Bubble Bath and Berry Burst ink on this card. We're doing the sentiment in the Berry Burst because it's nice and dark. We don't want, I like to be able to read the sentiment. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on here. We're going to die cut this out so that stamps really nicely. Again, the glass mat is really nice for the stamping. I cannot recommend it enough. All right, and then we're going to bring in Bubble Bath, and we're going to actually stamp on here, and then we're going to die cut this. So we are going to use, if I can find my stamp, right here. So in our stamp set, we used the balloon backgrounds, and I mentioned that there's 3 different ones. This kind of looks like a crown to me. This has like that crown, that princess crown kind of like scallops to it with like the little dots at the top. I just thought it needed to be done in pink. So that's where I went with this one. So we've got the Bubble Bath for that. Now really we're just basically onto all kinds of die cutting, and then I'm going to show you the magic of the ribbon. So let's see what we can get die cut all at once. So this card, unlike our first 2 cards where we stamped a lot of the hot air balloons, this is showing you that maybe you're short on time, you don't have time to get all your stamps and things out. You can use the designer series paper, right? And you can put your designer series paper in and a hot air balloon, and you've got a cute balloon. So it's really that simple. So I'm going to bring in yellow, and And I don't know if you noticed or not, but we're going to do yellow clouds. And I've got to find my clouds. We used them on the first card. I set them aside. Let me find my yellow clouds. All right, here's the clouds. So clouds can be other colors besides white or blue. Just saying, you don't have to like limit your clouds. And we're going to go ahead and put this over top of that. And we need our sentiment piece here. We're going to center this right over here. And we're actually, this is load number 1. We're like capacity here. So we're going to finish our we'll finish our pieces here after this goes through. We'll do some more. There is more. I can see that my sentiment shifted. I'm backing this out. So we're going to just continue onward. My plates are a little bowed. But here we go. We've got our little princess crown die cut. We have our balloon die cut. This came out right before my plates shifted. My sentiment was going to shift. So instead of putting it all the way through, I backed out my plate so I could back it up, get this straightened around a little bit. Otherwise, it would have been awfully crooked. There we go. And that was a really good choice because now it's so much better. So here I saved it by backing out my plates. So as long as your plates haven't gone through the rollers in the middle, you can back them back out, start over, redo, whatever you need to do. Once you hit the roller in the middle, you're pretty much at the mercy of where your papers and dies are all getting stuck. So I'm going to use the heart. Look at the heart die, it's so cute. And I'm going to use the detailed heart die, and we've got some really cute berry papers here. This shimmery glimmery berry burst paper is actually a paper pack in the annual catalog. So it's kind of fun to go through sometimes and find those special occasion papers. That's what I would call this. I would call this a special occasion paper. Let me move aside my die cutting machine, and we're going to see what we got left here from all of our parts and pieces that I just die cut. There's a lot. There's a lot of pieces here. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my original so you can kind of see that. Okay, I got my working progress card. So I wanted to show you, this is so cool, right? So if you like to pull out little things and re-glue, you could technically die cut this in a few different colors, and then they're not that small that you couldn't puzzle piece these back in with new colors. So you could really kind of make a glimmer rainbow heart by die cutting this maybe 3 times and then filling in. You'd have a different outside color, you'd have different inside colors each time. It could be done. For our card, we're just putting this kind of tone on tone, but it is really fun. This is also a great stencil when you got your heart all die cut out. That's a really great stencil there. So let's put together some of our pieces here. We've got this great little bubble bath piece. It's going to come right across here on our bigger hot air balloon, just like that. So I wanted to show you that you can die cut, you can use paper. You don't always have to stamp. This one I did stamp, but you could do 2 different pieces of designer paper. There's so many color combinations and options really with this set. And I think that's what excites me the most, is all of the options, like lots of options. All right, so I just added a little bit of glue on the back of my glimmery heart. I should have probably tapped that off on my white paper. I'm going to lift this up a little bit and kind of make sure it's coming around here to the top. So I squished glue. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I squished glue, and I should have cleaned that up a little bit onto my scrap. But I'm getting close to the end of the class, and I'm thinking I'm doing great. And I think that I forgot to do the basket. So we need the die cutter back and maybe my scrap. So when you have your this paper right here, you should have enough room. If you move your heart down far enough, you're going to have enough room to do this little piece right here. That's what I intended to show you, and I didn't do that well. So what I'm going to do for just the sake of the class is I'm going to just really quickly die cut from a different scrap this little basket. But if you're following along later at home and you have this, you will be able to fit the heart and this little basket on one paper, and then you'll have that all set. So, okay, one more thing. We'll bring it back in. There was a lot of die cutting for this one. Now, it really could have been done in 2. Ooh, my machine is getting squeaky. Might need a little oiling or something. We could have die cut this in 2 passes through the machine, so don't think that there's so much die cutting that it's going to take you forever. I think another fun thing to do would be to die cut a whole bunch at once, leave them in a container, and then grab out things as you want them and put your cards together. You already have die cut maybe stamps, designer paper, you're good to go, just like that. All right, so I'm putting my little yellow clouds on first. We're going to pretend that these clouds are getting kissed by the sun, so they're yellow. I think sometimes we see yellow. The yellow clouds are more common at sunrise and sunset, right? But I wanted to bring the yellow from this card kind of up into it a little bit, and I can see that I think probably glued from my fingers on there, so I'm going to erase that a little bit. All right, so let's get this finished before I go crazy, right? We're going to bring in all of our parts and pieces now. We're going to bring in this big balloon. We're going to put this one down. This is going to come, oh, maybe right about here looks good. So we're kind of covering up a little bit of one cloud, but that's okay. We're going to bring in, oh my gosh, I forgot to do this basket too. Look at this. This is where the wheels are coming off the bus tonight, you guys. I should have done this basket too. We're going to do one more basket. Oh my goodness. There is just so much going on that I'm just not paying enough attention to the details. Okay, so when you die cut this piece, you also have room to die cut a basket. We're going to die cut a basket. Now you can stamp these baskets as well if you want to. There are stamps for the baskets. I really wanted this to be simple die cutting, which it should be, right? We should all be simply die cutting. But again, there's nothing wrong with going back and doing a couple extra steps as required, because we do want to put baskets on here. These aren't just like birthday balloons. These are hot air balloons. They kind of need a little basket on the bottom of them. All right, so we're going to pop that onto there. This is the bigger basket, so it fits really nicely here with this hot air balloon. So now you can kind of see how the basket goes on there. As I'm like a basket case today, I guess. I don't know. So we're going to layer this balloon toward the front and a little bit off to the side. So I'm going to keep my glue kind of more onto this side of the paper, and we're going to line this up like right about here. And I like when things kind of go off the side a little bit. I'm trying to not keep everything squished into the center. I want to take advantage of, we have a lot of space here. So let's visually make sure we have lots of place for everything. All right, here is the up, up, and away. Hooray, hooray. And I'm going to bring this over onto this side off my paper a little bit too, because that way we have things that are coming off on both sides. So there we go. We're going to put on our little sentiment. Look how cute, right? Now the ribbon. So we've come to the conclusion of the class. We're going to make a ribbon that's going to match our berry burst color. Now this is where you're going to bring in the blends. So I have yellow ribbon. Now yellow ribbon would look cute on here, right? You could definitely get away with a yellow bow. I feel like the yellow is a little bit light though. So I wanted to have Berry Burst, and this 3-pack does not have Berry Burst. It has Flirty Flamingo, which we use on our first card. We use these 2 colors on card number 2. So we're going to use this, and we're going to do something a little bit different. So you can use a pale colored ribbon, which yellow happens to be a light color, and you can use your Stampin' Blends, and you can color your ribbon, and you can create a different look. So this is the one time that I use the brush end. I don't use the brush end a lot, and I had a post up recently about not coloring with it, because if you squish the tip down you really fray it and damage it. But this tip is meant to be used sideways, and I don't know if you can tell my paper here, but I'm using it sideways and I'm running the tip. Actually, I'm not running the tip at all. I'm running the brush sideways, and I'm just kind of rolling my ribbon. I'm letting it kind of twist and roll, and I'm doing this on a piece of scrap paper. Now I could do this on the glass mat, but because these are alcohol based, I'd have to get out like a hand sanitizer or some rubbing alcohol to clean it off. So I find it's just easier to do it on a scrap piece of paper. So you can just kind of continue to like push this along, and you can color your lighter color ribbons. And now instead of yellow, it's the Berry Burst color. Now it's not a true Berry Burst color, but it's definitely closer to a Berry Burst. You're going to want to let this dry a little bit, because this is wet. This alcohol ink is saturating into the twine, and it's going to be wet for a little bit. So to put it on your project, you might splotch and splatter. And I want to show you one other thing. So when it's dry, it's actually a little bit coarser. I'm going to say coarse. It's a little bit harder and firmer. It changes the composition of the fabric of the ribbon as well, which is kind of interesting. So because this again is just a small little piece of ribbon, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a glue dot here, putting it on the bubble bath balloon so that that red can really pop against there. Again, I could have used yellow, but I felt like the red was going to be a better choice. And there we go. I made it through the class, you guys. I did it. I did it. So now let's take a look one more time at all these really cute cards. Now this is the one that I didn't switch up at all. However, the designer series paper kind of almost did the switching for us. We have different tones in this piece of paper, which is kind of cool. So there is a little bit of a different look there. We have the first, second, and third cards right here. Again, I switched up on the first card in case you came in late. We switched designer series paper on card 1. We switched designer series paper on card 2, and then card 3. We got through that one okay. We did pretty good, I think. So there are the cards from our card class. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun for me to play with. So I'm loving that you guys are loving it. I'm just kind of looking, checking out your comments here. Jess likes the stripes too. We talk about stripes a lot. Jess is my person that tells me fruit stripe gum every time I think of a gum and a stripey thing and I can't think of what it is, and Jess is always there to tell me fruit stripes, and I love that so much. So yeah, the first card colors with the black, Jess, nice. Definitely different, right? I took it in a different way, a different context, because I think a lot of people are creating these hot air balloon cards with the pastel colors, with the blue skies, and you know, all that, and I wanted to try something a little different. So again, black card base isn't something that I do super often, but I wanted to try it out. So if you love this class and you want to get these kits, just place an order this week. $40 order is going to get you 6 card kits in the mail. There's a lot in my card kits, so they're banging good, awesome card kits. And I know, Jess, I saw that they're discontinuing fruit stripe gum. How disappointing is that? Like, why? So card kits for $40. If you bump your order up to $50, you get a Sale-A-Bration freebie from Stampin' Up. You get the twine, and you can play with the twine yourself. Maybe you can change your yellow twine into different colors too. And then my sweet offer, which is going on this week, if you spend $100 on yourself because it's Valentine's week and you feel like you just want more goodies and that is your present to you, I'm going to give you more presents too, because I have a lot of different things that I'm going to offer as well with your $100 order. And you get to pick, just like I showed you at the beginning, from the box of chocolates. You have 4 different options. You're going to tell me which item you want as a surprise treat when I ship out your card kits. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I will be back on Wednesday over on Positive Paper Crafters. One of these cards is going to have a color swap. So we're going to take a card, we're going to do the same design, we're going to change colors. Join me back here Thursday at 3. I'm going to do a fun fold with the hot air balloons. So we're going to have fun through the week. Hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll check back. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. And hi everybody over on YouTube. I'm popping this video over there next. All right, everybody, until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye.